Next is contribution of Milton Friedman in his era.
Milton Friedman was one of the most influential economists of all time. He revolutionized the way economists think about consumption, money, stabilization policy, and unemployment. Friedman stands out as one of the great intellectuals of the 20th century because of his many contributions to economics. I will divide it into 9 parts. Let's go.
A Monetary History of the United States, 1867 to 1960, written by Friedman and his co-author Anna Schwartz. It discusses the role of the monetary policy in the U.S. economy from the Civil War Reconstruction era to the middle of the 20th century. Argues that the bank failures and the massive withdrawals of currency from the financial system that followed significantly shrank the money supply. The permanent income hypothesis Nobel Prize was first on the list of theory of consumer spending, stating that people will spend money at a level consistent with their expected long-term average. Income. Offered his own simple version of the consumption function, which he called the permanent income hypothesis.
Milton Friedman is the father of monetarism. He created the theory of monetarism in his 1967 address to the American Economic Association. It is the antidote to inflation was higher interest rates, which reduces the money supply. Monetary policy, an economic tool used in monetarism. Central to monetarism is the quantity theory of money.
Capitalism and Freedom. Originally published in 1962 by the University of Chicago Press, discusses the role of economic capitalism in liberal society. Milton Friedman contribution and makes a depressing discovery. In his book, A Monetary History of the United States, showed how it was monetary policy, and not a failure of free market capitalism, that led to the Great Depression. The Fed was a main cause of the Depression because it shrunk the money supply by over a third between 1929 and 1933.
Milton Friedman is the father of income tax withholding. He was a part of a think tank that brought about income tax withholding as a temporary measure to help fund the war. Though he never questioned the necessity of it in wartime, Friedman later regretted having forced withholding on Americans.
Milton Friedman contributions is about the unemployment. Keynesians believed that the government faced a stable long-run trade-off between unemployment and inflation that called Phillips' curve. By increasing the demand for goods and services, permanently reduce unemployment by accepting a higher inflation rate. Friedman was not agree that.
Friedman contribution as an activism. After of success of capitalism and freedom, Friedman became the world's most widely recognized advocate for economics freedom. His op-ed columns in Newsweek, appearing every 3 weeks for 18 years. Friedman contribution in civil discourse. In 1980, Milton and his wife Rose Friedman collaborated with the visionary television producer Bob Catester to create a television series called As Free to Choose. The series aired originally on the public broadcasting system.